Janet Jackson apparently doesn't think that Kamala Harris is truly a black woman, and she rebuked the so-called apology that leaked on her behalf. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Janet Jackson apparently not believing that Kamala Harris is truly a black woman. Maybe her dad is white, maybe her mom is something else, and she has rebuked and kicked back and debunked a so-called apology that leaked on her behalf from a former PR person, manager, whatever that person wants to call themselves. Janet's actual team said, wait a minute now, we didn't apologize. She said what she said. She said what she said. She doesn't believe that Kamala Harris is truly a black woman. And as a matter of fact, her brother, Randy, is a manager and has been for a very long time. Not this random person that put out this fake apology. And before we get into anything, rest in peace to their older brother, Tito Jackson, who died recently at age 70. And if you don't know who Janet Jackson is, which I'm sure, listen, I understand 99.999% of y'all know who Janet Jackson is. This is a world famous person, been that way for a very long time. She was a child star, actress, musician. She is Janet. I mean, everybody knows who Janet Jackson is, but you guys might be kind of young. Maybe you're not American, but just a brief intro into her before we get to the actual article. Now, of course, this is Janet Jackson, part of the world famous Jackson family, obviously the sister of Michael Jackson, one of the most famous people to ever walk planet Earth. So Janet still doing her thing. She's still out there. I'm not sure if she's still touring, performing. I don't know. But Janet is Janet. Okay, everybody knows Janet Jackson. She does not believe Kamala Harris is truly a black woman, which is, in my humble opinion, the correct opinion to have. Okay, that's the correct opinion. Now, this is the article in which the story came out from The Guardian. This was published on Saturday, September 21st, 24. So let's check it out. You see the headline. This is about Michael, motherhood, and all of that. Now, deep in the article, we got to go all the way down here, all the way down to almost like the bottom. Okay, here we go. So we all the way down in the weeds of the article here. Let's zoom in. Okay. Now you see this pull quote. You know what they supposedly said? Kamala Harris is not black. That's what I heard. Okay. Now check it out. On the record, she's saying about joining voices in protest to social justice, injustice, and pushing toward a world rid of color lines. I wonder where she stands on the forthcoming election. After all, I say, America could be on the verge of voting in its first black female president, Kamala Harris. And then here's her quote. Well, you know what they supposedly said? She asked me. She's not black. That's what I heard. That she's Indian. She looks at me expectantly, perhaps assuming that I have Indian heritage. That's funny. Well, she's both, I offer. She doubles down. Her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. She coughs. I was told that they discovered her father was white. Now, then the interviewer responds, I'm floored at this point. It's a well-known, I guess, fact. It's well known that Kamala Harris's father is a Jamaican economist, a Stanford professor who split from her Indian mother when she was 5. My mother understood very well that she was raising 2 black daughters, Harris wrote in her book, The Truth We Told, or Truth We Hold. Now listen, what does Jamaican got to do with anything? Jamaican is not the same as being Indian. When you're Indian, you typically are like an ethnic group. Okay. But when you are Jamaican, that's just a nationality. It's like being American. So if you say somebody's American, are they automatically white? I think not. Although that's a majority population, it's not the only population. I'm an American, and we've been here since the boat, the 1700s. I could trace family back all the way to the boat. We've been here for 300, 400 years. So I'm an American, the same as a white American, the same as anybody born in this country. Same thing with Jamaica. Okay, it's not just black people in Jamaica. You got whites, Chinese, Indians like Kamala's mom. You got a biracial. You got a little bit of everything in Jamaica. It's not just a majority black population. Okay, now let's read this. Let's read some more of this. The people who are most vocal in questioning the facts of Harris's identity tend to be hardcore QAnon adjacent, Trump loving conspiracy theorists. Oh, is that what I am? I'm a QAnon person. Okay. When I'm looking at pictures of Kamala's family, we'll get to those in a minute. And I'm seeing Indian people. When I see her on the stage after the DNC with a bunch of non-black people that's in her family, I'm like, where's the black at? How do you get black from all these other races that don't really look like black at all? Anyway, they continue. I don't think Jackson falls into that camp, but I do wonder what the algorithms are serving her. I start again. Harris has dual heritage, I say, and given this moment, does Jackson think America is ready for if we agree she's black or, okay, a woman of color? Not black, but she's colored. Okay, she's colored. Are we ready for a color in the Oval Office? That's what she said. Okay, some may be offended at me saying colored, but how is it different than saying woman of color? All you did was make it a little bit fancy. Colored people, people of color, it's the exact same phrase. Anyway, Miss Jackson responds, I don't know. Jackson stage whispers. Honestly, I don't want to answer that because I truthfully don't know. I think either way it goes is going to be mayhem. She doesn't think there will be okay. So then they're getting into the transition to power, all this, that, and the third. Okay, so you kind of understand what's going on. Janet is not really buying into this whole thing about Kamala being a black woman, which is, in my opinion, again, correct. Now, there was an apology that got leaked, okay? And like I said, her team said that's not true. We didn't apologize for what we said. Not at all. Let me get down here a little bit. So this guy named Mo El Masri. Now, the guy claimed to be a manager. He's not. Her manager is her brother, Randy. And he's been a manager for a long time, many years. But his statement says Janet Jackson would like to clarify her recent comments. She recognizes that her statements regarding Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity were based on misinformation. Janet respects Harris's dual heritage as both black and Indian and apologizes for any confusion caused. She values the diversity Harris represents and understands the importance of celebrating that in today's society. Janet remains committed to promoting unity and understanding. That was 100% fake. That guy wrote that, put it out without authorization at all from Janet's camp. Okay. She's like, look, I said what I said. That's just, not true. All right. So look, the singer has been managed by her brother Randy for many years. Siblings are said to be more than their older brother Tito, who died at age 70. Again, rest in peace. Now they contacted the guy who put the fake statement out. And then he says, quote, I no longer work for her. I was fired by Janet and Randy after attempts to improve her image and vote on public opinion and her fans. And this is something I do not deserve. He then offers all my support to Vice President Harris. Jackson's reps did not immediately have a response, although sources close to her tell Team Variety that El Masri is not known to have been directly associated with the singer. Okay, so you putting out fake stuff. I said what I said. I doubled down on it. It is what it is. All right, it is what it is. Now, can we get to Kamala's ancestry a little bit? Can we just get to it? Now, who do you see in this picture? Do you see any black people? I don't. What kind of black people wear the red dots and the saris and all that kind of stuff? Hey, shout out to the Indians, though. I love my Indian people. You guys are fantastic. The people that I know, good people, good food, overall, just good people. Okay? Now, just because they're good people doesn't mean that it's okay to just, she is not black. That's her right there on the left. Okay? That's her on the left. That's her, I believe, aunt and uncle. Okay? That's her sister right there. And then I'm not sure who the youngins are. But I don't see anybody black in this picture. I see Indians. And that's okay. It's okay to be Indian. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be white. Whatever you are, it's okay to be. It's okay to be biracial, multicultural. But you can't say that you're black when your dad might be, at best, a biracial mulatto. That's him right there in the middle. Now, listen, I'm not necessarily a mathematician. I'm not Albert Einstein, but let's do a little bit of quick math. Okay, your mom, listen, let's go back a little bit. Okay, hold on 1 second. Your mom is straight from the Indian subcontinent. Okay, straight from the Indian subcontinent. Your dad is, at best, at best a black and white, biracial, mixed, mulatto, at best. So if he's half black and your mom is not black at all, how do you get from that a black person? And I'm hearing different things. They said that her father, by his name, by the way, is what's his name? Donald Harris, if I'm not mistaken, the professor. He allegedly, from what I heard, is white and Indian. That's what I heard. But if you ask me what I think by looking at him, I'm seeing black and white at best. Again, half black, half white plus 100% Indian does not equal a black woman. It is what it is. So that's an older picture of her parents. You can kind of see the afro, all that kind of stuff, you know. And that's her mom. So you're talking about a Southern Indian woman, okay, looking like Mindy Kaling and her people, right? Southern Indian woman plus a black and white guy, that doesn't equal a black woman. Biracial, yes, sure. Multiracial, yes, sure. But that's it. So Janet was not wrong in what she said, and she was right to not back down. How dare you put out a fake apology? I didn't say that. I said what I said. It is what it is. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Janet Jackson for standing on what she believes in, standing on what she said, and not being bullied by the interviewer at The Guardian, not being bullied by this dude, this random person claiming to be their manager who's not a manager. Shout out to her for just, hey, this is my opinion. I don't really know, but this is what I think. I'm not really prepared to call her a black woman because I'm seeing some things that don't really add up. That is the right way to be, in my humble opinion, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what Janet Jackson said? How about the fake apology? How about the interviewer trying to press on that particular issue? I'm floored. I'm flabbergasted. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Janet Jackson is 100% on point. I support Janet. Been a fan of hers for a long time. The Justin Timberlake Super Bowl incident, all of that, she can't do no wrong in my eyes. She could do no wrong in my eyes, especially in this case when the facts are on her side and not the other side. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.